Hi, welcome back. We're going to take a second and look at finding evidence-based practice using open source resources. A lot of things are free on the web, and a lot of the tools to find things are free on the web. So we're pretty familiar with Google Scholar and PubMed. And PubMed Clinical Queries is really quite wonderful, and I want to show you that very quickly. So this is a portion of PubMed. And when I type in a term, so we're going to use our rare disease from earlier. And what's nice is, so you have cutting edge information here on the left, the systematic reviews in the middle, and medical genetics on the right. And this is very helpful. And when you click into a result, it's going to take you to PubMed and then out to the full text like before, but it's not a comprehensive search, it's a quick search. Now, the United States government provides a lot of different things. There used to be a national clearinghouse of guidelines, but that is now part of the Agency for Healthcare Quality and Research, and there is a data repository of systematic reviews and the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force. All three of these resources are connected in some form or fashion. So when you start, say, at the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality, you may find that when you search opioids to find out what's going on, you'll have information about practice improvement, how to deliver better health care, and also a quick what's new, so that you know the latest of what's happening. Now, in this particular resource here, you have everything from funding for grants to particular tools for the hospitals and prevention of chronic care. There are research reports, evidence-based research reports, fact sheets. What you can do is search here. So if you search, say, diabetes, this will give us our content based on products, recommendations, which, like I said, is all connected. Here we are in the U.S. Preventative Services Task Force website. And this will tell you how to screen, the year that this recommendation was created, and where it resides. Now, going back over here, the systematic review data repository is a data repository. It requires a username and password, and it has some promotion in the front right here, and there are tutorials. This has a lot of published projects. Basically, the idea is to make systematic reviews accessible to all people, regardless of their ability to pay for them. So this is really moving the information forward. The other thing that you want to look at are these on the right-hand side. Now, Pedro is a physical therapy database, and it comes out of Australia, and it's the physiotherapy evidence database. It has 46,000 randomized trials, systematic reviews, and clinical practice. It's very specific. So it is just physiotherapy, and that one is open source. You have the TRIP database, and when you open TRIP database, you see immediately some very helpful things. You have a PICO search bar, which breaks everything out for you. But you also have an advertisement for PICO Premium. PICO Premium is $55 a year, and the nice thing about the TRIP database is when you do a search, it's going to give you great results. The government docs, information from various countries you see here, and it breaks it out based on where it falls under that. evidence-based practice pyramid there. So we have our systematic reviews. You want to look at primary research. You'll see it falls in the middle of that pyramid there. It's really quite an easy database to use. The difference is that your full text is not going to link out immediately because it is often behind a paywall. So this one, when you open it, it takes you to PubMed and then on out to another website. BMC Public Health is the journal. So headed back to our research guide here, TRIP is great, and it's used extensively in your discipline. Last thing I want to point out is the Sigma repository. Now this is mentioned in your textbook, and it's called by a different name. So this particular database isn't actually a database, it's a repository. And what they do is they gather information written by nurses for nurses. This repository holds information written by nurses for nurses. And you can look at the level of evidence. So if you want clinical study, controlled trial, various different things, it'll list it. This is a limited repository, but it is out there and will probably grow. Our culture continues to push for open access for medicine and various other things. So these are a few of the really great resources available to you on the open web. If you need any help with any of these, please let me know. Thanks.